Hi guys, and welcome back to Read's Readers with your host, Clinton Reed. And today, I'm going to bring with you my September TBR. Along with, as we create this TBR, my next round of Read the Rainbow, I will be picking books for the Summertime Reads Readathon, which I will tell you at the end what I'm going to be reading for that, because I'll make like a little stat just like, ooh, that works for that. And we'll go through the books and see what works for the magical readathon. I have my laptop turned into a tablet with those prompts up. And I have my notebook on the ground with all the prompts for the Summertime Reads Readathon. Before we get into this, I've got two things to discuss real fast. First, I did a few changes to the board. As you can see in Mystery Thriller, the red, I took away James Patterson and I took away Stephen King and replaced them with YA and adults. And down here in queer, instead of it just saying trans, we're going to do trans and non-binary. So I've got / non-binary. For now, that's going to work. And challenge number 2 is, the month's not over yet, but today is the 23rd, and I have finished 2 books. This month has not been a good month. So, I am going to have to take a punishment. For right now, my punishments are a little weird. I said I wasn't going to take any, but I decided my punishments up until January are just going to be, if I don't finish my TBRs, the books that I don't finish just go back on those shelves. And because I don't get to unhaul unless the fiance says can unhaul too, we will be unhauling 1 book. When I do my wrap up for the month, I'll discuss that. But there's a reason why James Patterson's no longer up here. Listen. But I decided for my punishment up until January, because I'm trying to create a punishment that'll start in the new year. If I don't complete my TBR, I would choose one of my bookish friends to choose the TBR for me. Hold that thought. I forgot. I need the binder out just in case I have to play a game. Cool. I meant to put it's over here. We all know I'm a mess. But yeah. So, with further ado, I didn't complete my TBR, and I can already tell you that I still have like 7 books to read. So, I asked Mel from Completely Melanie to choose a book for me to read that is already being forced onto my TBR. Now, if I can get the book to fit for any of the challenges... Oh wait, no, actually I can't use this for any challenges. But if I can get this to work for the Magical Readathon or the Summertime Reads, I might. But the book she chose for me to read is Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page, which is a retelling of Wizard of Oz, where what if Dorothy's really the bad guy? So we already have this on my TBR. Now let's go through and discuss, like this one's going to go right here. It's already on the TBR, so be it. Let's go over the buddy reads that I have in the month of September. Now, my buddy reads, outside of the ones with Belle, are I will be buddy reading the Inheritance games with a friend that I have on TikTok and YouTube. My mind is blanking, but I will put in the description who I'm buddy reading this with. I just got off work. I can't remember exactly who I'm buddy reading this with, but I know exactly what their picture is on TikTok, so yeah. So I've got Inheritance games. If I can get that to fit for any of the challenges, fucking awesome. And with Katrina, which I still need to finish Arch Enemies because I'm so behind, we will be buddy reading Supernova in September. That is if I can finish Arch Enemies. If not, Arch Enemies will be carried over and I'll be reading Arch Enemies, and then I'll just carry over Supernova to October. Now, the buddy reads with Mel. where we will be continuing the Rick Riordan's The Heroes of Olympus series with book 3, The Mark of Athena. I am currently in the middle of today's pages for Son of Neptune, which I'll read later. So that one will get done by the end of the month, because this is kind of bringing me out of my reading slump. We will also be reading Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, which is an 80s inspired virtual reality. Here's 2044, and I know video games are involved, and that's all I really know. And our other buddy read is the group read for the Summertime Reads Readathon, and that is Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez. If you haven't seen our announcements, I'll link mine down below, so you can go check that out. So, if I can fit any of these 4 books onto the TBR, into any of these, or into the Magical Readathon, or into the Summertime Reads, I will let you know. We will just see what works and what doesn't work. I have a few over here in a pile that I'm going to see if they come up with this on what may or may not work for this. But, yes. So, let us just go with our first roll for red for mystery thrillers. Like I said, I did take away James Patterson and turn it into a YA, which is self-explanatory, just a YA mystery thriller, and change Stephen King to adult. I felt like that would be more fitting and more fun. Let's go into this first roll. We have 4, which is a gifted mystery thriller. One moment. What am I in the mood for? Have quite a few mystery thrillers that were gifted. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. I want to do that one or that one or that one. Because I have so many on my TBR this month already, I don't want to add another long one. This one's a fairly short one. Do I want to do this? Or do I want to... I'm actually going to go with, because it's a fairly short one, is to do this and another one. Do I really want to do this one? Yes. We're going to go with The Girl I Used to Be by April Henry, which was kindly gifted to me from Jackie at Jackie Vonokovich on TikTok. There we go. And it's really short. And I know her books are fast reads, so this was 229 pages. I have so much going on, I figured, why not? Let us find out what The Girl I Used to Be. 14 years ago, a 3-year-old girl was the only survivor at a horrific murder scene. All these years later, that same girl is determined to search for the truth. But the killer is even more determined to stop her. And I just recently read, back in July, I read The Night She Disappeared, and I really loved it. So I want to check out another April Henry to see if I want to read more from her. So I thought, why not start off with like a short book? Since we've already got, let's put book 2 for the month. I'm going to move this to here. We're going to move you to here for it now. Okay, now we're on to contemporary, which I have a few, which I've also decided now. Another rule I'm deciding. Yes, I have a spot for queer, but we have so many queer books, and that is like mine and Sterling's like main love. If a queer book fits for another category, I will use it. Just so you know. Because I don't know if there's any contemporary books up there. Well, there's one that I'm interested in, but we'll see. And that is a new to me author. A contemporary. that one doesn't work. The one that I was thinking about reading doesn't work. For this, I'm going to go with a queer book. Because it's one that will work for the summertime summertime reads. The fall into Readathon. I've been saying summertime reads this entire time. This one does not count because it is... Oh, hold on. Never mind, that one's a historical fiction. Doesn't count for contemporary. That one doesn't work. This is a new to me author. Okay, we're actually going to go with this one. It's not that long, so if I have time, cool. This has been going around TikTok a lot. And this is an adult romance, and that is Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellafleur. All I know is it's a female. In her debut with nods to Bridget Jones' Diary and Pride and Prejudice, Alexandria Bellafleur delivers a charming rom-com about a free-spirited astrologer who agrees to a fake relationship with an uptight actuary. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that. With results not even the stars could predict. And I have heard so many good things about this, and I'm super excited because I know it's the start of a series, and the third one's about either just came out or is about to come out. And everybody who I follow on TikTok that has read this has all given it like 4 to 5 stars, so I'm super excited. So this is what I'm going to read for contemporary. Ooh, red and blue is the theme. So now we're on to Disney and DC. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to read for this. Well, I know what the Disney one that I want. I hope I can fall into that. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I made myself clear with Disney. Middle grade, YA, and Disney are all for the Disney books. Batman's World, DC, and Sunlight are more the graphic novels, while Open is either. Just so y'all know. Let us see. And that is a 2. Yes! I didn't mean to scream, sorry. I know exactly what I'm going to read. And I'm going to read, which was also kindly gifted to me by Kaylani. I will be reading Cruella de Vil's Hello, Cruel Heart by Maureen Johnson. All I know is this is the prequel to the Cruella movie, and I really want to watch the movie, and this gives me, like, I need to read this. Like, yes! Yay, I get to read it, it fell on, yay! Now on to queer. Come on, guys, I need to try to fit one of y'all in there. Please, please, please. And I rolled an 8. So there will be 2 queers this month. Well, 3 technically. So first roll for queer is Sapphic. Rolled a 5 for Sapphic. So guess I'll be reading 2 Sapphic books this month. Just none of you. Oh my god. And I need to figure out how to get a sports book in there. Do I have a sports book that's Sapphic? You're bisexual. You're not Sapphic. So do I want to do you? Oh my god. I didn't think Sapphic would come up. Yes, yes, yes. We're gonna do it. Do I want to do it? Do I want to do it? Do I want to do it? It's the only other Sapphic book that is really calling to me right now. Kind of thick. Fuck. Fine. For Sapphic, I will be finally reading One Last Stop by Casey McQuestion. All I know about this is about two girls who fall in love on a subway train, and one is set in 1970 and the other one's set in today's time period. So, that's all I know, and it's Casey McQuestion. So, this will go down for Sapphic. So far, nobody reads. Okay, this is the second roll for queer. Oh, this hates me. So is this 4 rolls for queer? I just rolled an 8. Okay, 3 more rolls for queer. Nature. Fuck, it's gotta have nature on the cover. This is not going the way I want it to go. Because I need to get it in here and I'm just gonna call it. So for nature, I am going to do Perfect on Paper because there's a tree in the background. My readathon, my rules. Especially seeing as I have to do 4 queer books. But yes, nature on the cover. I've got the group book of... So 2 more rolls for queer! That fell. So 4. Trans, non-binary. I know what I'm reading for that. For trans and non-binary, for rolling a 4, I will be reading Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. All I know is this is about a trans brujo who accidentally summons the ghost of his arch enemy. And go from there. Cool. Come on, baby. Do something good for me. Open. We got 6. Cool. Brain. Cool. And for that, I will be reading Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman, which is a solitaire novella that was kindly gifted to me by Kaylani. 2 Kaylani books. And it's super fucking short. And I finally have one that has some sort of sports reference in it. They play rugby. I don't know if this book is going to involve rugby, but I'll be fucking using it. Lord Jesus. We're finally on to fantasy. 1, 2, 3. 8 books later, we're on to fantasy. Fantasy is beautiful cover. Okay. Oh, do I count this? It's a beautiful cover for fantasy. I don't know if I count this. Because it's a pretty cover, but to me, it's not like a gorgeous, stunning, art-wise cover. So give me a moment to look around, and then we'll decide from there. We'll start with queer, because apparently we're reading a lot of queer this month. So why not add some more? See a cover? Okay, this doesn't count for fantasy in my eyes, but a cover like that to me is stunning. For examples of covers that are stunning. Okay, so Supernova's pretty and all. You know what? I've already got so many books on my TBR this month. Screw it, we're using Supernova for magic/art. We're fitting that in. And if I end up not reading Arch Enemies, I'm just going to carry over Arch Enemies, and Arch Enemies will take the place of Supernova, if that makes sense. Okay. Now down to middle grade. Please, Rick Riordan. Oh my god. September fucking hates me. I rolled an 8. Okay. 2 middle grades then. An author I've read before. Ooh, 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 ooh. Do I? Wait, what am I kidding? Hold the phone. Because technically we're not reading a middle grade Rick Riordan series, so I have to land on Rick Riordan for that book. We're open. Do I have a middle grade author I've read before? Besides Rick? That I'm in the mood for? You know? I'm gonna do it. Okay, I could use Rick Riordan, and you guys are probably smacking me for not. But to me, we're reading technically a YA. Like it's gravitating towards YA, so I feel like this doesn't count unless we're on Rick Riordan or Open or BookTube. I can't really use that. So for me, for an author I've read before, which is Catherine Applegate, which I've read her underneath K.A. Applegate, the author of the Animorphs series, I will be reading Crenshaw, which was kindly gifted to me from completely Melanie. I've got 2 books gifted to me from Kaylani and 1 gifted to me from Mel. So Jackson and his family has fallen on hard times. There's no more money for rent and not much for food either. His parents his little sister, and their dog may have to live in their minivan. Again, Crenshaw is a cat. He's large, he's outspoken, and he's imaginary. He has come back into Jackson's life to help him, but is an imaginary friend enough to save his family from losing everything. And this just sounds super cute, and I want another short book if I'm going to have to read more. My next role for middle grade. Which I got Rick Riordan. Thank the heavens. I had to sit there and look at them. And for Rick Riordan, I will be reading The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. Oh my god. Are we finally to the final fucking category? Oh, this hates me. So, maybe final roll? Maybe not. This one's got all the tricky shits. Okay, cool. I got Mel's pick, which Mel's already picked a book. So I'm going to re-roll because I already had Mel pick a book out this month. Only fair. So I'm just going to do a re-roll on that one. Which I got... Ooh. This could get fun. I got 5, which is the trans flag, which I have all the prompts over here, and the one I didn't do is Gavin's. But I have the 4 prompts from the other people's games that they played in August for G's TBR, Kaylani's TBR Bingo, TBR Pursuit from Jade, and Bookopoly from Becca, which is kind of funny that they're doing Bookopoly this month. So we're gonna move this here, and because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have to let me move all of these so this can sit up here. Roll this. If I roll a 6, I'll just re-roll, which is what I rolled. I rolled a 2, TBR Bingo, which her prompt, that's kind of funny, rolled Kaylani's TBR Bingo, which is a booktube or book talk favorite, or a booktuber's or a book talker's favorite. And I feel like because it's her, I should read one of her favorites. But I still have 2 other books on here that need to go on my TBR. But to me, like, yes, Ready Player One is everyone's favorite, and Inheritance Games is a lot of people's favorites. But to me, they don't scream like an individual. I didn't buy these because of a certain person. Like, I got Inheritance Games because Mel thought it was really good and up my alley. I got Ready Player One because we're buddy reading it. And my friend Chantel got it for me, actually. So I've had it before it was popular. So let me take a gander and find one that can simplify a person to me on why I own it. Like, did a person convince me to get this? And no, Mel, we're not reading any of the Shadowhunters because those are too fucking big. Sorry, ladies. Did I get a book that just screams a person's faith? Do I have a book that screams a booktuber or book talker's fave? Like, do they like a book that calls out that is someone's automatic fave that is not that? Because it's Kaylani's game, I'm gonna do it. Am I gonna do it? I don't know if I wanna do it. Do I wanna do it? Do I wanna do it? I don't know if I wanna. I don't know if I want. Let me. One last look. This game hates me. Because the only books that come to mind are V.E. Schwab, which I have never read of V.E. Schwab. Because it's one of the ones Kaylani absolutely loves, and I know tons of people on Book Talk, tons of people on BookTube. I own this because my favorite booktubers this is one of their favorite authors, but my problem is Sterling didn't really like this. So, I'm just gonna go do it, and my last book based off of the Read the Rainbow will be The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Solely for the fact that this is one of Kaylani's favorites. Sorry, Kaylani, I wasn't going to add on Sarah J. Maas. And I'm not. Do you see this? I am not adding any Sarah to this. And sorry, Mel, no Cassandra Clare. No nothing that is huge. I already got enough on here. We'll be lucky if I get through half of this. All I know is this book is about a girl who makes a deal with the devil for an eternal life. And there's a book, but no one ever remembers her. They forget her the next day. Until she meets a dude in a bookstore that remembers her. So, I'm doing it, guys. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Which completes the 14 books on my TBR for September because of Read the Rainbow. Now, let us go through this and do what works for the summertime readathon. Now, I know quite a bit of these have audiobooks, so I'm going to try to get an audiobook for that. So, it's neither here nor there. So, we know the group book is for that. For Friday Night Lights, a book that involves sports or competition of some kind. I'm actually going to use Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman because I know both boys play rugby. I don't care. If this ends up not having any sports in it, I'm still going to count it because it's my readathon, my rules. So, well, mine, Mel's, and Kaylani's readathon, but still our rules. I'm going to make it work because I don't have a single one here besides Ready Player One and But I'm going to use this for that. For Where's Candy Corn? Who Wants Candy Corn? I'm using Perfect on Paper for that. For a book that has a cup or a fruit, a beverage or a fruit on the cover or in its name, I have two options for that. Hold on. Oh. Nope. I have two options for that. I could either do One Last Stop or Hello Cruel Heart. And because that week, I'm also working during that week, and this is the shorter of the two, I will be doing Hello Cruel Heart because there are teacups throughout. Like there's one there, one and a teapot, another teacup, a couple more teacups throughout for beverage. And for Beneath the Harvest Moon, Channel Your Inner Beast, and read a paranormal, I will be reading Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. So here is my TBR for the summertime read. Why do I keep calling it summertime reads? Readathon. The fall into reading Readathon will be these 4 books. Now for the magical readathon, read a book with a map. I don't know. Does any of these have maps? No, I know none of those do. Okay, so no maps there. So, Ashbourne Tree, a book that keeps tempting you, or on top of your TBR, a book that keeps tempting me is Written in the Stars, because I have heard some amazing things about it. So, that is for Ashbourne Tree for the Magical Readathon, hosted by G at Book Roast, which she said you only had to complete 2 challenges, and then you build up your character up until April. So this is just like for stuff for next year. The Mist of Solitude is read a standalone, which I've got several for that. We will go with, far as I know, Crenshaw is a standalone, so we'll read that for that. Ruin of the Sky, read a book featuring ghosts, haunted house, or other supernatural elements. Cemetery Boys will count for that. Obsidian Fall, read a thriller or a mystery book, which The Girl I Used to Be counts for that. Tower of Rumination is read a 5-star prediction, which One Last Stop by Casey McQuestion is a 5-star prediction, but because you can't double up. And read a book with a school setting is Perfect on Paper. Perfect on Paper and Cemetery Boys plus these will be my fall into Readathon TBR. And my magical Readathon TBR, which takes place the whole month, so my books just happen to cover it. But let me see if I can reorganize all of these bookcases. These are the 14 books I will be reading in September. Good luck on me. I can already tell you I'm probably not going to complete this. But Sterling and I are going to try. I'm going to have him help me keep me on track. So these are the 14 books. Comment down below and let me know if you've read any of these. What are your thoughts? Are there any in here that you want to know my absolute biggest thoughts on? But yeah, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't hit subscribe, go ahead. You know you want to. And I'm sorry that this was like a big ass mess over here. I'm gonna sit these down. Oh, those were heavy. heavy. Yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. Again, comment down below. Tell me if there's any of these that you really want to know my thoughts on. And yes, Mel, I know you want to know my thoughts on this. On Dorothy Must Die. And Kaylani, you want to know my thoughts on the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Until next time, always be fabulously yourself. Oh boy! Boop. And up.